Greetings and grace. Yo, we finna get into it. Are you the one or the two? Now, we've all heard that saying, I'm not the one or the two, which is a good one. It's a really good one. I like that one. But today, the question is, are you the one or the two? Yeah, we're going to get on into it. You already know what it is. Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Oppression, toil, and friendlessness. That's what we're going to talk about right now. All right. Again, I looked and I saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and they have no comforter. Power was on the side of their oppressors, and they have no comforter. And I declare that the dead who had already died are happier than the living who are still alive. But better than both is the one who has never been born, who has never seen the evil that is done under the sun. And I saw that all toil and all achievement spring from one person's envy of another. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Fools fold their hands and ruin themselves. Better one handful with tranquility than two handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind. Again, I saw something meaningless under the sun. There was a man all alone. He had neither son nor brother. There was no end to his toil. Yet his eyes were not content with his wealth. For whom am I toiling? He asked. And why? Am I depriving myself of enjoyment? This too is meaningless, a miserable business. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they will be warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of three strands is not quickly broken. All right, so today we're talking about, are you the one or the two? Are you the one to somebody's two, or are you the two to somebody's one? I know you guys, sometimes I repeat myself, but putting emphasis on it, right? It takes teamwork. That's what we're talking about today, y'all. Teamwork. Teamwork is what makes the dream work. So you already know we are at thefreedictionary.com. We're just going to look up the word team, and then we're going to get into teamwork. We're going to get into it. All right. Team, two or more who work together or play on the same side as in the game. To be full of, swarm, abound, a group on the same side as in a game, the members of a team who are actively playing at a given time, a group organized for work or activity, two or more. Okay, so keep going, keep going. Okay, the harness or join together so as to form a team, to transport or haul with the draft team, to form a team or an association. All right, so a group of people organized to work together, group of players forming one of the sides in the sporting contest, two or more, two or more, two or more, two or more. All right. So this is really great because, to be honest with you, that's what it is, right? So either you're the one or you're the two. Somebody's number one on your team, somebody's number two on the team. You guys are there for each other. You guys have your strengths and you guys back each other up. And that's ultimately what it's about. So when you think about that, when you think about teamwork and when you think about partnerships and when you think about what it is that you're building, it's imperative to make sure that you know what it is that you stand on and what your purpose is, because that will help enable you to make sure that when you're interviewing people and you're connecting with people, that your visions align. If your visions don't align, it's going to be that much harder to achieve what it is you're trying to achieve. If someone if someone has an alternate agenda, that means it's going to slow down the process. That means you're also not going to be able to fully be fruitful if you're connected with the wrong people. And why is that? Because you didn't take the time to be patient, to observe, and to have the hard conversations. I cannot stress that enough. As someone who has actually been through a lot of stuff, like where I've partnered with different people, but I didn't take enough time to observe. I didn't take enough time to ask the hard questions. I didn't take enough time to ask, so how deep and how committed are you to your process? Because here's the thing, a lot of times people be like, yeah, 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 I'm doing this or I'm doing that, or yeah, I'm committed, but actions will always speak louder than words, right? And if you're not careful, as someone who's been through it, I'm trying to tell you, if you're not careful, what can easily happen is that you can connect with somebody who can be playing games or who can delay the process. And that, you guys, is such a draining experience. It's so exhausting because you know what? When you finally get free from that, right? Because maybe you're the one and they were the two, or they pretended to be a two, but they were a -5. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest with you guys, right? When you make that separation, a lot of the times you're gonna have to one, heal because you finally did that. Two, you're gonna have to recover. Three, you're gonna have to rebuild yourself back up, and a lot of the times it's harder each time you have to do that. So How do you fix that? You learn from your mistakes. You ask those hard questions. You really think about those things. I mean, you shit, go as far as bringing in contracts, because let me tell you something. There's contracts for everything else. There's contracts for everything. A contract not only brings an amazing amount of accountability, but it also breaks down in detail what's expected of both the one and the two, or the two and the one, whatever those expectations are. You negotiate what those things are, making sure that they align with your vision. And then you talk about, okay, if this doesn't work out, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we solve our problems. Okay, this is your strength, so I'm going to follow your lead. This is your strength, I'm going to follow your lead. Okay, I know this is your strength. I think that this may be something that might be even be able to help take it to another level and make you that much stronger. Okay, let me look at it. All of those things matter when you're building towards the same goal, when you're building towards the same achievements, when you're building the same building. You know what I'm saying? When you're writing the same book, when you are walking along the path to the same purpose, that matters. Because you know what? Even the Bible tells us, where two or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. Hold on, I'm gonna look that up real quick. Where two or more are gathered. Scripture. Oh, excuse me. Let me share the tab. All right. So Matthew chapter 18, verse 24, where two or three are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them. Right. And Ecclesiastes just told us, and I mean, seriously, right? It's okay. So, but pity the one, hold on. Here we go. Verse number 9, excuse me. Verse number 9, two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either one of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of three strands is not quickly broken. Let me tell you something. There is power in having the right person, right? And connecting with the right people so that you guys can achieve a same desired goal, right? Yes, there will be some individual goals, but man, there's so much more if you can get together like transformers. You know what I'm saying? There's so much it's so much better because you guys are your own Avengers team for whatever it is, the purpose that God has called you to create and God has called you to fulfill. So I want to encourage you today to make sure that you're being more intentional about who it is you're partnering up with, because you need to. You got to be one, you got to be the two wherever you are, and you guys got to back each other up, because sometimes the two will be the one, sometimes the one will be the two, and you guys need to support each other. That matters, right? That matters when you're building a team. And you want to make sure that when things are bad, you are there for each other. When things are ugly, you're there for each other. When things are good, you're celebrating each other. That matters, you guys. So be encouraged. Hey, man, look, we done made it through. Like this one was really good. This one was really good. So just a quick, summary, because I want you guys to really think about this before hopping into partnerships, right? Ask those hard questions. How do you solve problems? What are our expectations as a team in solving these problems together? What is your in-depth purpose that you're working to achieve? Do our visions align, right? Not only that, what are the principles that you guys are going to stand on? What, like, the values that you guys are going to stand on no matter what? And then even toss in there, add in the contract. Hey, I'm for contracts. You know what I'm saying? Because it outlines the expectations. It outlines how things go. It outlines how you guys are going to deal with difficult stuff. So nothing comes as a surprise. That's how serious, you know what I'm saying? You could take precautions and you could take the process. And when it comes to your purpose, imagine how much farther along people would be if people got that intentional with it. One step at a time, you guys. So be encouraged. Think about that. Hey, get serious about it, and don't be afraid to ask those hard questions. If people can't answer a hard question, to be honest with you, I don't think that they would be there in hard times. And shoot, you could tell them I said that, because let me tell you something. Copyright that joint. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. If people cannot answer a hard question, I do not believe they're going to be there at hard times. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've seen that happen. And I just want to encourage you to really start to think about things differently and to start weighing the pros and cons. We talked about in the book of Proverbs, we talked about that. Weighing the pros and cons, counting the cost fully before making commitments. Because once you make that commitment, you want to make sure that you honor it. Because even Proverbs says, stop making commitments That's what essentially says. Stop making commitments if you're not going to fulfill them. And then if you mess up, you got to go back and you got to spend extra time, extra effort, extra energy fixing it. So let's do it right the first time. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to see you win. Let me know what you thought about today. All right. Thank you.